This playthrough is rated M for mature. Hope you brought a coat, viewers, because Vauldemare is taking it out into the wild northern territories. A cold place indeed, as it snows off into the distance. And it makes you wonder, will we defeat our foe that we come across, or will we die out here in the middle of nowhere? Only time will tell. Proceed.
Ambush!
Holy crap, that guy's huge. Bargrisar himself. He looks kind of like Saren from okay then. He looks like Saren from like Mass Effect or whatever. I'm doing hardly any damage to this dude. Oh, here we go. No, come back here! Come back here! Damn it. There we go.
Not yet. Watch out for those fish.
Woo! Come on, come on. Take out his arms. I guess I'm not allowed to attack him anymore. Sorry, he's animating right now. I can't attack him. Not allowed to. That was kind of painful.
Not possible. More time.
There you go. Ow.
Not yet. Watch out for those fists.
Did you actually do anything, Bird? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't even see.
Can't do that yet.
Hit me! Hit me!
Not yet.
Are you guys doing anything? Seriously, attack him or something. I don't know. I was wondering why they weren't doing anything. I guess they were just waiting for his animation. I wouldn't say he's hard. He's just gotta wear this guy down, really. That's all there is to it. There you go.
Let us stand and fight together. Watch out for those fists. Watch out for those fists.
Nope. Oh, well, I thought I could. Apparently, I can't. Is that what he does? He just comes in and just hits him like once, and that's it? Sorry, that's kind of pathetic. I thought you were awesome, Bird. You were awesome when it came to trolls and stuff, but I guess when it comes to stone giants, you just take the cake. Well, I couldn't really... The stone cake, there we go. Ruined it for everyone, Dash. Vauldemare, you are such a fool. Oh, now I can see the... Wow, I hardly do any damage to this guy. I guess that's the point, because you're not supposed to be able to actually do a lot to him. He doesn't do much to stop him from like hurting him either. I mean, he stomps his legs, sure, but you'd think bigger people would be a little bit more effective on smaller people. But then again, you know, rats and flies can get away, so why not badass dwarves, humans, not going to get me with those fists. I'm getting close. Bargrisar is a nasty fella.
His hide's too tough down below. Aim for his head.
Nice. We did it. Man. Let's grab his crap. Alright, we did it. We beat Bargrisar. He wasn't actually too bad, surprisingly enough. Maybe I just got a good enough equipment range and everything. But pattern-wise, not very difficult. Let's proceed.
It is finished. My people are avenged.
And behold, here come your kin.
My lord.
It would appear that you have done our work for us, Balaram.
Not I, Lord Gwaihir. Your thanks belong to these three. Andriel, Farin, and Aradan. It is they who rid us of Bargrisar.
The same three that saved you at Fornost.
Indeed, a remarkable chance that we should meet again.
If chance it was, your fates seem strangely intertwined. But be that as it may, we are doubly grateful to you. First for saving the life of Balaram, and now for slaying the giant.
This benefits us all.
We're glad your fallen kin have been avenged. That giant was a threat to all free folk. It's only right that we stood together to destroy him.
Well spoken. But I wonder what purpose you had for coming to the Ettenmoors. This is no place for idle wandering.
Are there more giants? I like that option. Elrond sent us.
Elrond Half-Elfen sent us. He had a feeling the enemy might be gathering here.
He also thought we might find a servant of the enemy here, a man called Agendaur.
Balaram has told us of that one, but I fear you have come too late. We have searched the Ettenmoors thoroughly in our hunt for Bargrisar, yet we have seen no sign of this servant of the Dark Lord. If he was here, we can be reasonably certain he is here no longer. My people will work to disperse the enemy forces that remain in the moors. We will be on guard against the return of Agendaur.
Then we should return to Elrond at Rivendell. He will be anxious for news, and we have already been long away.
I will arrange for a messenger.
My lord, I owe my life to these three. And I too believe Agendaur to be a grave threat to the free peoples of the north. Eagles no less so than any other. If you would grant me leave, I wish to accompany them and aid them in their quest.
You ask a great deal, Balaram. I may have need for all my followers soon. Yet I perceive a great destiny awaits these three, and it seems you are now part of it. Very well. I will grant you permission to join with them for as long as you see fit.
Unless Balaram plans to carry his friends like sheep in his talons, he will need help. If it pleases you, my lord, I will gladly accompany them as well.
I too have a stake in this quest. Let me be the third.
So be it. Three who cleave the air to match three who walk the earth. May fortune favor you all. Arminel, Baron Thor, you shall be at Balaram's command. Obey his word until such time as you return to us. Now I must depart. Many forces are at work across Middle-earth, and many events take shape. I must consider what part the Eagles will play in them.
Thanks for the help.
You've been a great help, as the Eagles so often are. Thanks and farewell.
Yay! Now we have our own own postal service. Now we have our own rides. Eagles! Did not lose anyone to that confrontation. I wish it wasn't a bad fight, but pretty easy though.
You return at last. We grew concerned for you. I fear you have missed your chance to say farewell to the members of the Fellowship, for they have departed. Clearly you found danger in the Ettenmoors, yet you have returned safely, and in the company of 3 of the Great Eagles, no less. There is a story behind this, and I am eager to hear it.
We fought a giant!
We found trolls and orcs preparing for war, just as we had feared. And they were led by a renegade stone giant.
He made war on the Great Eagles.
But with the help of the eagle Bellerom, we were able to slay him.
That was well done, but this is troubling. Why would a stone giant act in this manner? They have never been hostile to free folk before.
We took these tokens from some of our fallen foes.
Some of them bear the Black Raven emblem of Agendaur.
Then we can be certain he is behind the giant's descent into evil. But there are also other tokens here I recognize. These are the marks of the orcs of Mount Gundabad, far to the north.
Tell us about Gundabad.
Mount Gundabad? What do you know of that place?
It is a great peak that stands far to the north, at the meeting point of the Misty Mountains and the Grey Mountains. Once, Gundabad was a delving of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago. It has since become a stronghold of the orcs. It would be hard-pressed to find a more dangerous location in all the north.
Well, now that we've gone over a history lesson, could Agendaur be there?
Maybe Agendaur is hiding out there, at Gundabad.
It may well be. From Mount Gundabad, the orcs have many tunnels and secret pathways connecting the hidden mines and orc holds of the Misty Mountains. The orcs can move along those routes in great numbers without being seen. If Agendaur is raising an army to fight for his master in the north, it is certain he will have traveled to Gundabad. The evidence you have uncovered confirms this to be so, yet we have no way of knowing if he is there still.
Perhaps not. But we must know one way or another. We cannot sit idle waiting for him to begin the war on his terms.
To walk into such an orc-infested pit as Mount Gundabad would seem like folly. But you have proven your skill and daring many times over. And too, you have the eagles to aid you. It may be that you will find a way to take the enemy by surprise. It is certain that, were you to destroy Agendaur, you would cut the heart from Sauron's plan to make war in the north.
Then we go to Gundabad.
Then let's get cutting! We're off to Mount Gundabad.
Your courage is commendable, but be certain you are well prepared. Mount Gundabad will not be forgiving of the unwary. Farewell, and may the stars shine upon your path.
Excellent. We are back in Rivendell. Now, Elrond, I've got some other questions for you.
Is there something I can help you with, Farin?
Mission to Mount Gundabad.
It's about Mount Gundabad. The place has an evil reputation.
I fear there is little I can tell you that you would not already know. You are aware that Gundabad was originally a great mansion of your kin, but is now a haven for orcs and other foul things.
That's what worries me.
Aye, and that has me worried. Dwarves know how to build a stronghold. I'm afraid we might not be able to find a way in.
It may prove difficult, but do not forget that Gundabad has been broken in war more than once. I doubt the orcs have the skill to restore it in dwarven fashion.
You may be right.
They certainly do not. And the eagles just might be able to take us to places the orcs wouldn't think to watch. I'm thinking we'll need all the advantages we can get.
Yes, you will need to rely on the courage and skill of your companions, as they will in turn rely on you.
Gundabad hasn't been here in the past.
I know the history of Gundabad well enough. In a way, I've even been part of it.
Certainly you are too young to have been there when your people sacked Gundabad during the War of the Dwarves and Orcs. Ah, but I forget Bolg and the Battle of 5 Armies.
War of the Dwarves and Orcs.
You know of our Great War?
Only your people know the full story of that war. But enough word has come to me to know it began over 200 years ago, when your King Thor attempted to return to his ancestral home of Moria, only to be slain by the Orc King Aesog.
Aesog. Curse his foul name.
But you had your revenge.
Aye. Dwarves gathered from all across Middle-earth to make war upon the orcs of the Misty Mountains.
And after 9 years of bitter war, Aesog was slain by your lord, Dane Ironfoot.
Quite a deed it was, too. Him being just a stripling at the time.
So at last you had your revenge, but the cost was great.
5 armies was my first battle.
Many of the orcs we fought in the Battle of 5 Armies came from Gundabad. There were a lot fewer returned than left, I can tell you.
Yes, but many years have passed, and the orcs are ever quick to multiply. Gundabad is certain to be teeming with their kind once more. You must keep your wits about you as you search for Agendaur.
Bolg.
Bolg was the chieftain who led the orcs and wargs against us at the Battle of 5 Armies. But he met his death there, and good riddance, I say.
It would seem no orc of Gundabad has been strong enough to lead such an army since. It would be a simple matter for Agendaur to gain their allegiance.
Time for us to go.
Well, Mount Gundabad awaits. Farewell, Master Elrond.
I've noticed multiple times throughout this game I've missed like choice options to get some history behind the game, but unfortunately there's a point where you just can't go back, and I feel bad for that. There's really not much you can do, just keep going on with the story and enjoy it as it is. I wonder if anyone else has anything new to say. Let me see. What do you have, twins?
Thorin, it is good to see you once again. We were beginning to be concerned for you. And yet you return victorious, upon the backs of eagles, no less. We are grateful to you for ending the threat of Bargrisar. The giant might have done great harm but for you. The trolls and orcs of the Ettenmoors will be dismayed by his fall. They will be slow to march against us now.
Sorry about that one part. My finger slipped on the A button and I skipped a bit of the dialogue. I think if you pause it, you can read it.
What do you know about stone giants?
They are mysterious creatures. Little is known of them, and little do they concern themselves with the affairs of other folk. Yet they were never thought to be wicked, nor are they counted among the servants of the enemy. Making it all the more strange that Bargrisar sought to make war upon us. I detect the hand of the Dark Lord in this.
Any trouble here?
What about Rivendell? Have you spotted any sign of enemies skulking around here?
No true threat, but our wardens have slain a few goblins that strayed near. It may well be they were scouts seeking the location of Imladris. Wolves are also roaming in great numbers in the wild. These might be no more than simple beasts, but the enemy has used such spies before. We must assume the location of Imladris is a secret no longer.
Rivendell's defenses.
Is Rivendell prepared for an attack?
As well as may be. This is not a fortress. Secrecy has always been our best defense. Still, an enemy would find the terrain difficult to deal with. And we have a few useful tricks to play, as the Nazgul learned when they attempted to cross the river. Yes, we might resist for a long while, but if the enemy comes in great numbers, it will only be a matter of time before Imladris falls.
We need to act fast.
All the more reason to be rid of Agendaur. The sooner the better.
I am glad you are so eager to come to grips with the enemy. Yet do not abandon caution completely. You will find few places in the north more perilous than Mount Gundabad. I only wish we were free to accompany you.
Mount Gundabad.
What do you know of Mount Gundabad?
It was once a great work of the dwarves, but it was abandoned long ago, and the orcs have taken it for their own. It is certain to be teeming with enemies. You will need to keep all your wits about you if you travel to Gundabad.
Eagles.
You sound surprised that the Eagles would join with us, but they have come to the aid of the Free Folk before. With my own eyes, I saw them fight beside us in the Battle of 5 Armies.
We have always counted the Great Eagles as allies and friends, but many men mistrust them and they have grown wary of dealing with other folk. They have been known to take counsel with certain of the wise upon occasion, yet they are their own masters, and aid only those they deem worthy. Clearly you have made a strong impression upon them.
They will be a great help.
They'll be a great help in the hunt for Agendaur.
I am glad you are so eager to come
Okay,
to...
we've already heard that
Yet do
speech
not-
for some weird reason.
I only wish we were free to accompany you.
We could use you.
You did pretty well at Fornost. I wouldn't mind having the two of you join us in the hunt.
Alas, our father has made it clear we are to remain close at hand as long as Imladris is threatened. Such is our duty, and we will abide by it. Otherwise, we would have sought leave to accompany Aragorn on his quest.
Why Aragorn?
Why would an elf of Rivendell wish to leave his home to fight in southern lands?
For many reasons, not least of which is the friendship we bear for Aragorn. We have shared many hardships and perils together, as we did with his forefathers before him. We would stand with him when he achieves the quest for which so many generations of the Dunedain have striven. And so too would we be there with him at the bitter end, should all our hopes fail.
Then you should go.
If that is how you feel, why not ride south at once?
We cannot think only of ourselves. We have a duty to our father and our kin. And what use would it be for Aragorn to gain the realm of Gondor, only to find the lands of Arnor reduced to ruin and ash behind him?
Arnor?
Huh? What's this about Arnor?
It is the lost northern kingdom of the Dunedain. Aragorn is heir to the throne of Arnor, as well as the southern kingdom of Gondor. And should he fulfill his destiny, Arnor will be restored. Yet the armies and agents of the Dark Lord would see it otherwise. They will not rest until these lands lie under Sauron's heel, and all free folk are slain or enslaved.
Over my dead body.
Never. The North will not fall into shadow while I still draw breath.
It heartens me to hear you say so. If you and your companions continue as you have begun, they truly have little to fear. Indeed. With you harrying the enemy across the whole of the North, the two of us will soon be on the road south.
Let's hope so.
I'll see what I can do then. Farewell for now.
Man, I just thought I'd just get a quick conversation with him, not a whole thing. Jeez. Not that I'm not interested. It's just, you know, it's just like, damn, I was just wanted to kind of check in with you guys, not get a whole speech. Whew. Glowing, my man. What do you got?
Oh, hello again. Don't mind me. Speaking with you got me dreaming of the
Nah,
old...
he repeats.
I'd best be...
He's a repeater. He's a repeat offender. Alright, Bilbo, anything new?
Welcome back, Farin. I saw you arrive, and I must say, it made for a fine sight. We have something in common now, my friend. We are among the few who can claim to have ridden on the back of an eagle, although I'm sure you enjoyed your journey more than I. Truthfully, I found the whole experience rather terrifying.
Tell me about your flight.
Your friends among my kinfolk have often told stories of your adventures with the eagles, but I'd like to hear it from you.
Oh, well, it's a long story, really. There we were, 13 dwarves, 1 wizard, and 1 rather frightened hobbit, perched in the treetops, trying to hide from an army of wolves and goblins. They sniffed us out soon enough and set fire to the trees. It would have been the end of us all right there, had the King of the Eagles not led his people to our rescue. I was grateful to be saved, of course, but to this day I still feel a bit dizzy whenever I think about that wild flight.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, I liked flying. The open air, the rush of the wind in my beard. Glorious. I can hardly wait for the next time.
I suppose that shouldn't surprise me, coming from one brave enough to fight with giants. Oh yes, I've heard all about your adventures in the Eton Moors. Everyone in Rivendell is talking about it. I've seen stone giants with my own eyes. It's beyond me how you managed to get the better of one.
Stone giants?
So, you fought with giants too?
Fought? Oh, heavens, no. It was more like trying my best not to be accidentally trod upon. Frankly, I'm surprised a giant would make war upon us in this way. The ones I encountered seemed caught up in their own affairs and not the least bit concerned with me or my companions.
This was Agendaur's doing.
Agendaur had a hand in turning the giant bad. I've no doubt of that.
Agendaur again. Oh, I don't like hearing about that one. Especially when I think about places like Bree or the Shire. It seems like there is so little to stand in his way.
We will stop him.
We stand in his way. We'll find him if we have to search every cave, pit, and ruin in the north. And when we do, he'll get the same thing we gave the giant. You mark my words.
I believe you will find a way to do that, my friend. You have certainly made a good start by thwarting his plans at Fornost and the Etten Moors. You know, someone should be setting down this story of yours. It's certainly worthy of being remembered. I do have my own book to finish, but perhaps when that's done... Maybe you should give me an account of your adventures. I'll take notes, and one day I can write your story. What do you say to that?
I have no time for tales. No, just kidding. I'd be honored.
Bilbo Baggins writing my story? That would be an honor.
Very well, then. Why don't you start at the beginning?
I suppose it all started that day at the Sarn Ford. There we were. And so, with the giant dead and the great eagles joining our cause, we returned here to Rivendell to inform Elrond of all we'd learned.
Outstanding! What a riveting tale! There is enough there to fill a volume or two already. I just hope I managed to get it all straight. I tried to take good notes. You really must come back later to let me know how it's progressing.
Perhaps I shall.
If I get the chance, I'll be sure to do that. Now I'd best be on my way. Farewell, Bilbo.
New quest, the Chronicler. I guess I'm supposed to come back and mention to Bilbo bits of my story at bits and pieces. Armanel, what do you got?
I am grateful to you, valiant dwarf. Even our high areas were threatened by the giant Bargrisar. You have my thanks.
Sorry, folks. I think I'm in story mode again. Tell me about Gwaihir.
I wouldn't mind knowing a little bit more about your leader, Gwaihir.
Gwaihir is the Lord of the Eagles. He can outfly the north wind, and his word is law. Long ages of the world have passed since ancient Thorondor, first and greatest of Eagle Lords, soared over Middle-earth. But Gwaihir is the mightiest descendant of that line. He is wise and sees much that others miss.
Why do you help us?
You Eagles will be a great help to us, that's certain. But I'm curious why you volunteered to join with us.
It was enough for me that Belaram wished to join you. But there is also this. One of the eagles the stone giant slew was my own father. You avenged him, and for that act alone I would bear any of you to the farthest ends of Middle-earth. And though Bargrisar is gone, I still burn with the need for vengeance against the master that sent him against us, Agendaur. Your enemy is my enemy. I will not rest until he is brought down.
Damn, dude. Alright, we'll help you with that. The Battle of Five Armies.
Were you one of the eagles that came to our aid at the Battle of Five Armies?
I was there. I saw the goblins that had stealthily climbed the slopes of the mountain to attack your people from above, and was among those who set upon them and cast them from the cliffs to perish.
By my beard, you might be the very eagle that saved me that day. Those blasted goblins were throwing boulders down on us.
If so, I am glad. Let all the foul servants of the enemy meet the same fate, and I will be content.
Mount Gundabad.
We're bound for Mount Gundabad, a long way from the sound of it. Are you ready for such a trip?
We are strong and rested. Belaram awaits you whenever you wish to depart. He is our leader in this venture.
Okay then. Damn, sorry dude, I didn't think it was gonna be such a huge story plot right now, folks. Is that the way to... Okay, I guess that's the way to the next part. See, I guess we can't lead the same way anymore, is it? Nope. Is there anything actually over here? No. Nothing! Sorry. Hey Arwen, you got anything new to say?
Well met again, Baron. Have you news for me?
No mithril yet. Okay, farewell, nothing. No, we didn't find any mithril while we were out. That's probably in the probably Mount Gundabad is where that's gonna be. Belleron, we'll talk to you last, I think. Baron Thor, we'll talk to you in a minute.
Hello again. What can I...
Nah, I don't want to. Let's see if... Do I need to... I might be buying... Actually, I might be buying stuff soon. I'll mess with that later. You, other eagle. The Dark Eagle. Baron Thor, what do you got?
It is a fine day for flying, don't you think?
Are you kin to Belleron?
Is Balaram your kin?
No, but he has always guided me. Balaram taught me tricks of the air and secrets of the wind. We often hunt together. He's shown me the fine art of snatching a wild sheep from the side of a mountain, and how to dive upon a wolf and pluck hairs from its tail. Wherever Balaram leads, I will follow.
Do you bear us willingly?
Great eagles are no beasts of burden, Baron Thor. Are you sure you're willing to keep carrying us?
I am more than willing. I had long begged the Windlord for a chance to prove myself. I don't fear orc, goblin, or troll. Let's return to the air and put fear into the hearts of our enemies. It is a grand adventure.
I've heard this voice actor before too in anime. I just don't remember his name. Oh, I'll think about it later. Do you know Bilbo?
Would you be one of the eagles that carried Bilbo and the dwarves to safety during their quest?
I haven't met Bilbo, though I've heard much about him. My father was one of those who carried a dwarf and later fought in the Battle of 5 Armies. I was considered too young and inexperienced to take part in the battle. I have much to do if I'm to match my father's fame and valor.
Yeah, people in this world have a lot to do with fame and valor, it seems like. Gun to bed?
What can you tell me about Mount Gundabad?
I've never been there, but I know it's a high peak that lies far to the north, on the edge of the frozen wastes, and that it has long been infested with orcs. We do not nest there. When the north wind blows across the wastes, it racks the mountain with blizzards, driven by fierce gales. But I will not be daunted by the north wind.
Well, thank you, Baron Thor. I wanted to know that information. All right, Belleram, what do you got?
Gundabad awaits us.
Well, yes, we know. Are you sure about this?
It's a terrible, dangerous thing we're asking of you. Maybe we're asking too much.
I believe this is the time when all who care for the fate of Middle-earth must act. From on high, I see many lands and many people beneath my wings. In my own way, I am a steward of the North. In this hour, I will join with those who are bold enough and strong enough to stand against the likes of Agandar. For if we fail, there may be nothing left to watch over.
We are honored.
It's a great honor you do us, Balaram. I'll treasure your friendship more than gold or jewels.
It is I who am honored. I am pleased to find such friends in these dark times. You may depend on me to the end, whatever that may be. Call upon me without hesitation. We stand ready to bear you to Gundabad.
Baron Thor and Armanel.
It's a fine thing your friends have done, offering to help us and all. But do you think they really know what they've gotten themselves into? What can you tell me about them?
Armanel is a seasoned warrior. He knows full well what he faces, and accepts it gladly. Baron Thor is young, and eager to prove himself. But he has deep courage, and few can match his swiftness on the wing. But you need not take my word. Ask them yourself. They will gladly speak with you if you so desire.
I've already done that, thanks. Why did Gwaihir agree to this?
It was good of Gwaihir to give you leave to help us. It's unusual for the Lord of Eagles to concern himself with us ground dwellers.
It is true. Gwaihir thinks first of the safety of his own kind, and he is more likely to take a dangerous task upon himself than to send another. He sees us as observers, watching from high above, but holding aloof from the affairs of the earth. He feels we should bear information, not burdens. Even now, the Windlord is considering what part the Great Eagle should play in the events that lie before us, though there may be little time left to ponder such things.
You disagree with Gwaihir?
I take it you don't entirely agree with his view of things.
I have served Gwaihir loyally for a long time, and he, in turn, has the wisdom to trust my judgment. He knows that I have chosen the wind I must fly upon, and my choice is this. I can no longer stand apart. I must act. Even an eagle must rest upon an eyrie that has its roots in the earth. We cannot entirely escape the ground, and the fate of elves, men, dwarves, and even hobbits will ultimately be our fate.
Mount Gundabad?
What'll be waiting for us at Mount Gundabad?
I can tell you little. The stronghold of Gundabad is carved into a great mountain peak covered in snow and ice. We rarely fly that far north because of the treacherous winds and blizzards that howl from the frozen wastes beyond. It is an ancient abode of enemies, and we must approach it with the greatest caution.
Is Gundabad too much for us?
Maybe we've bitten off more than we can chew. What chance do you think we have?
3 alone cannot hope to stand against all the orcs of Gundabad. Only stealth will serve you. We must search out a secret way that will not pit you directly against your foes, or you will stir up a hornet's nest such as you cannot imagine. I have seen you 3 triumph against desperate odds. If you cannot find a way, then no one can. My companions and I will be there to help as best we may, but once you enter the confines of Gundabad, there will be little that we can do.
Good point.
We'll keep that in mind. Farewell for now.
All right, folks, we've talked with everyone in the city of Rivendell that we can. Now we must head off to Gundabad in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry that it went from action to popcorn theater, but that happens sometimes in Lord of the Rings. Let me tell you, if you haven't read the books, oh boy, does that happen a lot. All right, well, thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next episode. Enjoy.